Okay, now we have a very good understanding of a walk in a graph, a path in a graph, and a cycle in a graph. In this video, we are going to discuss the idea behind the distance between vertices in a graph and the connected components in a graph. So, let me start with an example. I consider this graph G and two vertices U and V. So, we can see that you can find many different walks or paths between U and V. One such path is from here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here, and the length of that walk will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And another possible walk could be from here to here, here to here, and here to here. Okay, and the length of that walk is 1, 2, 3. And again, you can see another walk from here to here, 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 and here to here. Okay, and the length of that walk, okay, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can see many different walks from U to V, and each of those paths have different lengths. Okay, and here we are interested in the shortest walk. Okay, so here we can see that the shortest walk from U to W is of length 4, and one such path is something like you go from here to here, here to here, here to here. Okay, so that is what is called the distance between two vertices in a graph. So let me give the definition of the distance between two vertices in a graph. Okay, so here is the formal definition of the distance between two vertices in a graph. So if there is a walk, okay, so if there is a walk, you can also find a path. Okay, so if there is a walk between two vertices, then we can find a path between those two vertices. Okay, we proved a theorem in the previous lecture. So if you are not familiar with this statement, then go and watch the previous video. Okay, so if there is a walk and hence a path from U to V in G. Okay, so so this is the definition of the distance, and it is denoted like this: d sub G. Okay, so distance between two vertices U and V in G. Okay, that's what this means. So that is going to be equal to the minimum among all case such that you consider all the walks between U and V of all length and find the walk with the minimum one. Okay, and that is going to be the, and that length of that walk will be going to be the distance between U and V. Okay, you consider all possible walks between U and V and consider the walk that has the minimum length. Okay, so in this case you can see that if you follow this path 1, 2, 3, 4, the length of that walk is 4. Okay, and another walk could be 1, 2, 3, and the length of that walk is 3, and another walk could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the length of that walk is 5, and another could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the length of that walk is 6. Okay, and there are many such paths. You take also all such paths between those two vertices and you find the minimum in this set. Okay, so here we can see that the minimum is 3, and that says the distance between U and V in this graph is 3, and the walk or the path corresponding to that distance is this one. Okay, so from U to V in G, and let d sub G U V is the minimum among all case considering all the path between u and v of length k. Okay, and that is going to be the distance between u and v, okay, in the graph G. So let me consider another example. Okay, so again consider same graph, and let's consider these two vertices W and X. Okay, so here again you can see that there are many paths or walks between W and X, and here we can see that these two vertices are directly connected. Okay, so that says the distance between W and X in this graph equal to 1. So if you consider this walk, the distance is 1, another walk would be like this of length 3, and you can see many different paths or walks, and you choose the one with the minimum one, and the length of that walk will be the distance between those two vertices. So this case the distance between W and X, these two vertices, is 1. Okay, they are directly connected by this edge, and W and X are adjacent. Okay, I think you understood the definition of the distance between two vertices. Okay, now we can start talking about connected graphs. Okay, and we can formally define what a connected graph by using the notion of distance. Okay, so let's consider a disconnected graph. Okay, so consider this graph, and let the graph be G. Suppose that these two vertices are, say, U and V. Okay, and this vertex is a W. Okay, something like that. Okay, so in this case we can see that this graph is a disconnected one, because it is not possible to find a path between U and W, or maybe V and W, or from this vertex to W. Okay, so this is an example of a disconnected graph. Okay, so let's see what could happen if you consider the distance in the disconnected graph. Okay, so in this case you can see that the distance between these two vertices U and V is equal to 1, because they are directly connected by an edge. So what about the distance between, say, U and W? Okay, so in this case you can see that there is no direct path or maybe a walk between U and W. Okay, so in that case what we say, the distance between U and W is infinity, okay, by convention, when there is no walk. Okay, when there is no walk between U and W of any length. So if you here you can see that you try hard, it is not possible to get from U to W. So there exists no path or walk between U and W. Okay, if that is the case, then we say the distance between those two vertices is equal to infinity. Okay, so now I am going to give the formal definition of a connected graph. Okay, so a graph G is connected if the distance between each and every pair of vertices U V is less than infinity. Okay, so we have a finite distance between each and every pair of vertices. Okay, for all U comma V element of the graph G. Okay, so if you consider all the vertices in U V, okay, if the distance is finite, less than infinity, okay, we say that the graph is connected. Okay, so in that sense this graph is a disconnected one. And if you look into the previous one, so here we can see that okay, we have a well defined distance between each and every pair of vertices here. Okay, so this is an example of what is called a connected graph. Okay, so this graph is connected and this graph is disconnected. So a graph G is connected if the distance between each and every pair of vertex is less than infinity or a finite number. Okay, otherwise the graph is disconnected. Okay. So that is the formal definition of a connected and a disconnected graph. Okay, if you follow this definition, you can see that this graph is disconnected because the distance between u and w is infinity. Okay, by convention. And if you look into this graph, you can see that the distance between each and every pair of vertices is well defined. Okay, you get an integer. So this graph is a connected one. Okay. So once you have the definition of a connected graph or a disconnected graph, okay, we can talk about what is called the connected components of a graph. Okay. So let me start with an example. Okay, so let's consider again the same graph, the previous slide. So we can see that okay, these two, okay, this graph G is a disconnected one. So if you consider this vertex u and this vertex w, for example, so in this case you can see that the distance between those two vertices is infinity. Okay, and that says this graph is a disconnected graph, right? So once you have a disconnected graph or a connected graph, you can talk about what is called the connected components. Okay, so if you consider this subgraph, okay, so it's connected. Similarly, if you consider this subgraph, that is also connected, and these components are what are called the connected components. Okay, so when you talk about connected components, you might be somewhat clear about okay, what you are talking about. So let me make that particular thing clear. Okay, so the connected component of a graph or connected components of a graph is defined something like this. Okay, it is going to be the maximal connected subgraphs. So I will make this maximal precise after giving this definition. The maximal connected subgraphs of G are its connected components. Okay, so that's how we define a connected component. It's going to be maximal. Okay, I will make that clear very soon. It's a connected subgraph of a graph. Okay, so if you consider this thing, you can see that okay, it's a subgraph that is connected. It's a subgraph that is connected. So I will make this thing clear what you mean by a maximal connected subgraph. Okay, so a connected component is nothing but the maximal connected subgraphs of G. Okay, so I will make this clear very soon. And I think one more definition. Okay, we use this notation to denote the number of connected components in a graph. Okay, C of G, where G is the graph under consideration. So it is defined to be the number of connected components of G. Okay, for example, if you consider this graph, we can see that there are two connected components. So C of G is equal to 2 here. Okay, and if you consider our first graph, in this case C of G is equal to 1 because we have only a single connected component here. Okay, so let me make this maximal clear. Okay, so the connected component is nothing but the maximal connected subgraphs of a graph. Okay, and we denote the number of connected components by C of G. Okay, so let me make that maximality condition more clear. So here this maximality condition, okay, it means that a subgraph H of G is a connected subgraph and for any vertex V element of V of G. So here I am going to use this notation to denote the vertex of this graph G. Okay, so V element of the vertex set of V, vertex set of G, and V not element of H. So this vertex, okay, suppose that this vertex is not an element of the vertex of the subgraph H. Okay, then the induced subgraph, okay, then the induced subgraph obtained by taking the vertices of our subgraph H union, okay, this vertex V is disconnected. Okay, so that's what this maximality condition means. Okay, maximality condition means that a subgraph H of G is a connected subgraph, and for any vertex V element of the vertex set of G and V not element of the vertex set of the subgraph, then the induced subgraph that we obtained by taking the vertex set of the subgraph union this vertex, okay, which doesn't belong to H, is disconnected. Okay, so let me make that thing more clear by using an example. Okay, again let's consider the previous graph. Okay, we know this graph is disconnected. So what do you mean by this maximal disconnected subgraph? Okay, and okay, so let's consider this subgraph. So let it be G, and let's consider this subgraph and let's call that H. Okay, and let's consider the induced subgraph of the vertex set of H union, say, okay, this vertex W. Okay, here we can see that W belongs to the vertex set of G, but W doesn't belong to the vertex set of H. Okay, so let's consider the induced subgraph of this vertex set. Okay, vertex set, the vertex set contains all the elements of all the vertices of our subgraph H along with, okay, this vertex W. Okay, so in this case the induced subgraph will contain all the vertices here, okay, and all the edges in that subgraph, and okay, we have this W, right? So in this case we can see that, okay, this is disconnected. Okay, that's what we meant by this maximally disconnect subgraph. So if you add one more vertex that doesn't belong to that subgraph will be a disconnected one. Okay, that's what this maximality means. Okay, if you consider a vertex that doesn't belong to the subgraph, and if you consider the induced subgraph obtained by taking the union of the vertices of the subgraph and a vertex that does not belong to the vertex set of H, then that subgraph will always be disconnected. Okay, so that's what that maximal subgraph means. Okay, so once you understand all these things, then let me give the definition of what you meant by a connected graph. Okay, so here you can see that if the connected components in the graph is equal to 1, then the graph is connected. Anyway, this is the official definition of a connected graph. If the number of connected components is equal to 1, then the graph is connected. Okay, so again you can see that if you consider this graph, the number of connected components is 2. Okay, so since it is not equal to 1, this is a disconnected graph. Okay, and similarly this graph is also a disconnected one, and here you can see that the number of connected components is equal to 1, so it is a connected graph. So hopefully I think you understood the distance between two vertices in a graph and connected components in a graph.